All right, good evening, everyone. We are at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the iNRS Coke 300 here on this almost Memorial Day weekend. Thanks for tuning in to the IWF Broadcast Network. I'm Rick Sousa here with my co-broadcaster, John Drudris. And John, this should be a very interesting race.
It's going to be a very interesting race. It's going to be the longest race that these iNRS drivers have to face here in the 2024 season. And as you can see, there's a lot of cars out there that have patriotic schemes. Well, you know, if you're in America, you know this weekend is Memorial Day. And we are going to be celebrating that with a lot of great paint schemes. So you'll see a lot of stars and stripes all over these cars here today. It's always a good sight to see. So, Rick, we got practice underway right now for this 200-lap, 300-mile event here at Charlotte. And there's one of those beautiful-looking cars. You know, what's more American than NASCAR, Memorial Day, and Buc-ee's?
I think that's perfect.
It is. So, you know, right now we have about 5.5 left in practice before we get to qualifying for the iNRS Coke 300.
All right, as we let practice wrap up, let's cover a little bit of housekeeping here because not only do we have obviously the race tonight, but there's a lot of other things going on. We've got playoffs, we've got brackets, and we've got team championships. Which one do you want to cover first?
Let's go brackets. Let's see what's going on in the bracket challenge here in the iNRS series. So what the iNRS series is doing, they have a bracket challenge where they have drivers going head-to-head each week. And this week we are down to our final four. We have Jordan Booth, we have Ty Bostic, Corey Bunch, and Alex Forget-Berube. They're all battling, and whoever wins the battle between Booth and Bostic moves on to the iNASCAR Bracket Challenge Championship, and whoever wins between Alex Forget-Berube and Corey Bunch moves on to the championship. And all you have to do is finish ahead of the other driver. That's all you got to do. The other driver you're faced up against across from you, that is who you have to beat. So those four drivers are battling.
Alex is going to get a pass because Corey is not going to make it tonight. He's not in tonight's race.
Well, that's an easy way to do it right there. That's an easy win. So all he has to focus on is driving. So that is our iNASCAR Bracket Challenge for this 2024 season. Let's bring up what's going on right now in the point standings. So right now this season, as we've seen, Jordan seems to be a very popular name. And no, I'm not referring to Michael. I'm referring to Jordan Booth and Jordan Wenzel. They are both at the top of the boards here in the iNRS Cup Series. Right behind them, you have Alex Forget-Berube with 2 wins. Travis Bennett there in 4th. Tyler Lemon 5th. Corey Bunch in 6th. Simon Madgen in 7th. Nick Olives in 8th. Martin Giroux in 9th. And rounding out 10th through 16th, Brendan Hayes, Matt Robinson, Alex Murphy, Jeffers, Whitley, Broadbeck, and Japp. So that cut line, it's very important. You know, once we get to this part of the season, you know, you were already, 13, 14 races in. So there's going to be a time where you got to start clicking off some wins because we're already past halfway through the regular season. So those guys like Tony Japps, Jacob Mousseau, Scott Thomas, Garrett Walden, looking for them to have a strong run to make sure that they can make their way into the top 16. But that's where we are right now. Once we finish Charlotte, those will be updated for next week's race.
Also, just a notable point, Eric Jeffers in the 12th, currently sitting in 13th, also is not going to make tonight's event. So so that is, he'll have to really claw back. He does have, a 75-point advantage over that cut line, but that could all change tonight depending on finishing orders.
That is correct. And, with it being the longest race of the year, oftentimes, if you get green flag runs, you often get, what am I trying to refer to? Lap down traffic. There we go. Lap down traffic here at Charlotte. So starting up front, I think, is going to be very important. You need to make sure that you can do that effectively so you can position yourself, if you're near that cut line, to potentially get a win to lock yourself into the championship. So Rick got about 1:45 left. Looking
the team championship, just to let people know. So right now, that team order 40 XLI is out front and is still in first. Full Throttle Motorsports is in second, Performance Motorsports in third, Apex in fourth. I guess that's Roadrunner in fifth, and Mountain View is in sixth. Forgive me, we've just got graphic logos, and so we're kind of scrambling a bit on some of these. But yeah, Roadrunner Motorsports is currently in fifth. I'm trying to think. Oh, that's Rumble Racing. Can't forget that. That's Martin Giroux and other drivers. Alex Murphy. GKM is here, and Mediocre Motorsports is in ninth. Grease Monkey in 10th. Average Racer is 11th, and I'm not sure who's in 12th. But there we are with the current standings of our team championship.
All right, so let's talk about a few drivers here right now. Who's hot? So right now, Alex Forget has 4 top 5s in 5 races and 2 wins. He's on a tear. So you got to look for him this weekend, or I guess this Thursday night rather. The 94 Michael Whitley is also riding a streak of 3 top 10 finishes, with the last 2 being top 5s. So watch out for him to be near the front of the pack. Also, looking at Travis Bennett, he's looking for his 5th top 5 in a row. Coming into the Queen City. He's coming off an all-star win. He's looking to put the 01 back in victory lane. And some drivers that are on the opposite side of that, the 12, Eric Jeffers, we mentioned him before. We thought he would have, we've seen him have a good season, though, with the last 2 weeks, 30th and 26th. Not the finishes he wanted, obviously, there. Jonathan Baranauskas still cannot seem to get his ship pointed in the right direction. 3 finishes outside of the top 15, despite qualifying in the top 10, has that 72 car searching for something in that camp. And also, the 10 of Vernon Broadbeck has had 2 top 10s in his last 6 starts. While still in the playoffs at plus 32, a couple more off weeks, and he may be looking a little bit closer to that cut line. So we'll see what happens there. But Rick, I think we got qualifying that just started here at Charlotte.
It sure has. So they've got 2 laps to get this in. This is one of those tracks that has a mile and a half that your first lap is to kind of get up to speed, and your second lap is where you'll lay down your best time.
And one thing I'm very curious to see how these drivers are going to handle is the tightness going into turn 1. I was on this track a little bit earlier today, and I noticed in turn 1, when you were at full speed and your tires are up to temp, you can get a little tight going into 1 coming out of the start-finish line. So I'm very curious to see who's going to be able to master that here today at Charlotte. Let's see what we got right now. There's Jordan Booth. Talked about him a little bit, leading the point standings right now in that 41 machine. 40 XLIs clicking on all cylinders for sure.
So we've got some preliminary times coming in. No surprise, Jordan Booth putting up a 30.338. We saw him in in practice, putting up a 29 and change. So we'll see what he can do here in this second lap.
I think you might see some guys get pretty close to that 30-second mark, maybe even creep into the 30 flats. Right now, Alex Murphy actually at the top of the board with a 30.16, 4 hundredths faster than Jordan Booth. A little bit of a surprise on that one.
Not sure just what happened there. But yeah, great time. 30.160, besting that 30.208 put up there by Jordan Booth.
Matt Pirosini sitting up there in third. Great qualifying effort for him. Corey Ennis and Mike Wheel. A lot of, I don't want to say unfamiliar names, but a lot of names that we haven't seen up near the front of the start of these races, making a statement here at Charlotte. Charlotte is the home of NASCAR. They got a car loose out of turn 1 right now. I believe that's Michael Whitley. He did get his car reset.
I think
But maybe
I have an opinion. Of course, I always have an opinion, but I'm thinking that Charlotte is one of those tracks that if you're as a member of iRacing, the first time you join iRacing, you know that these are some of the tracks you run all the time. So
you do.
you've been Charlotte, whether it's the ARCA series or late models or whatever, Charlotte is always on the schedule. So that is this track is very familiar to the drivers. They've had a lot of experience running here in both um, this car and in many other cars. So there's a lot of familiarity, and that brings a lot because there's some uniqueness to this track. Bumps in the weirdest places, seams that have to be avoided. That only comes with knowledge of racing here at Charlotte.
Exactly. It does. And when you're just getting started on iRacing, excuse me. Wow, can't come my tongue. When you get started on iRacing, you qualify or you not qualify. You start in the street stocks here at Charlotte, and that's where you cut your teeth. And it's going to be a place where you're going to race time and time again, no matter if it's the Class C, the Class B, the Class A. You will typically find yourself at Charlotte at some point in time. So you start here, you finish here, and now you're watching some of the best here perform in the iNRS Coke 300. So, Rick, we got about 8 seconds left. I think Alex Murphy's going to secure the pole.
Yeah, pretty awesome for the 30 of Alex Murphy. He'll be up front. Oh, and that is the end of qualifying. So we've got about 5 minutes before we'll go to broadcast, and we'll bring you the grid. But there's a lot of things to update you on. We probably have to go over the race itself, the race info.
Yeah, let's do that so people know what they got themselves into here tonight. So track temp of 98 degrees, ambient air temp of 79 with 200 laps, stage break at lap 66, pit road speed 45 miles an hour, 1 quick repair, 5 sets of tires, 60% fuel for these cars, and 3 green-white checkers. Restarts, that is what we are going to be in store, what we got in store for you guys tonight here in the iNRS Coke 300.
All right. So while we wait the next 4 minutes out, there's just we talked about drivers who do well at this track. We've looked back and see Corey Bunch was the guy that I was going to pick to really showcase. He's not here. 12, Jeffers, he's not here. So, last year's pole winner was Travis Bennett, and Jordan Booth won the race. Simon Magin was, top 5 finisher last year. He runs well at mile and a half. So, who do we look out for? I think a lot of folks are picking the 19 of Alex Forget to make a good showing tonight.
Yeah, and I mean, looking at him, he qualified. I want to say pretty far in the back. I think he qualified near midfield to the back of the field. So, looking for him to make his way through this long race. And that's the thing with Charlotte. You don't win it on lap 1. There's 200 laps. There are 400 corners, technically, that you can, make your way up through this field. And there's going to be numerous pit stops. So don't have to win it on lap 1 or lap 50 or lap 100 or 150. But you have to be there at the end, and that's the biggest key. And let's just really quick, let's go into those right now. 3 keys to tonight's race in the iNRS Coke 300. So, looking at this racetrack again, we've said it before, it's a very long race. So you have to focus on a couple different things here at Charlotte. The first thing you need to focus on specifically is going to be tire management. You want to make sure you manage your tires, especially on a long run. You're going to get multiple, if we stay green, multiple long runs with multiple green flag pit stops, and optimizing the delta between when you are essentially saving your tires versus pushing too hard. Maximizing that time and time again is what's going to put you closer and closer to the front, or it's going to extend your lead. Focus on that. The next thing is going to be patience. I've said it before, said it again. It's 200 laps. You can't win on lap one, so you got to be patient. And then the third key, avoiding trouble. Eventually somebody's going to make a mistake. Something's going to happen. Somebody's going to wreck, and you got to avoid trouble. That's why I think, starting in the back isn't a terrible idea. You can somewhat pace yourself, especially if you're an Alex Forget-Berube. You may or may not know that you may be faster than some of the guys in front of you. So starting in the back could help you avoid some of that trouble. So with that being said, those are the three keys. Those are the three keys to the race here at Charlotte. And again, I think we should add another one. I think attrition. I think attrition should be a bonus key because it is a very, very long race. And you have to get your mind in the right place to make sure you hit your marks every time and you keep your head in the game.
Absolutely. Another thing that we're going to be watching out for is rivalries. We really hadn't had much to talk to, but Darlington seemed to have brought out some of the tempers. So we're keeping an eye on. Also, it says you have to imagine after the 19 of Alex Forget didn't show up for the All-Star race, Jordan Booth is still on the hunt for a little revenge after Darlington, so we're going to put 41 on the list to watch. Also, you've got the 81 of Jordan Wenzel. Jordan raced Jordan Booth really hard during the All-Star event last week and didn't give him a whole lot of room, so we'll just see what happens tonight. Also, there could be some spillover from the Truck Series as well. The 67 of Corey Ennis and the 43 of Garrett Walden, they may not get the invitation to each other's barbecue this weekend.
Well, that's pretty sad because Memorial Day barbecues are great, Rick. They're fantastic.
Yeah. So we'll keep an eye on those rivalries as this time period wraps down, but that sets us up for to bring up the grid for tonight's event. We'll see. We're not quite there yet, but we should have that momentarily. Go.
And there we go. Yeah, alrighty. Pace car has made his way onto the front stretch. We got the cars lined up, and this is your starting order for tonight's iNRS Coke 300 presented by iNRS and Admin Box. You have Alex Murphy on pole, Canadian there in P1 with Travis Bennett in P2. Starting third, Jordan Booth with Michael Whitley Jr. to his outside in fourth. In fifth, Matt Perusini with Corey Ennis in sixth. Mike Wheel starting in seventh. Martin Giroux starting in eighth. Vernon Broadbeck starting in ninth. And Brendan Hayes rounding out your top 10.
In 11th, Jordan Wenzel to his outside, Matt Robinson. In 13th, Ty Bostic, and in 14th, Tyler Lem. Clark Franz is in 15th, and 16th is Jacob Musso. Garrett Walden is in 17th, Scott Thomas in 18th, Alex Forget-Berube in 19th, and Richard Mills in 20th.
In 21st, Martin Pinnell with Vince Burns starting in 22nd. Ron Fitting right there in 23rd with Tyler Sexton to his outside starting in 24th. In 25th, you have Austin Walton with Tony Japs in 26th. Eddie Musso Jr. in 28th or 27th, and John Krupa rounding out the back of this 28-car field there in the 29 GKM Racing machine. And Rick, I always look forward to this race because it's one of my favorite ones to run. I love it on iRacing when they run the full 600 miles here. But these guys are going to run half that tonight, so better fasten those belts tight, guys. This is going to be a fun race, I believe. It's going to be entertaining.
It should be a fun race, and I guess again coming down to strategy, how you manage your pit stops and more importantly tires.
For sure. Pace car leads the field into turn 3.
Great shot of all those patriotic schemes.
Oh yeah, there's a ton of them tonight. Always love to see that here at America's Home for Racing, Charlotte, North Carolina. So pace car makes its way down pit road. You see Bucky and Rumble Racing there on the front row. Alex Murphy. And we are green flag racing here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for the iNRS Coke 300. Travis Bennett on the outside, Alex Murphy on the inside. And Alex Murphy takes right now the lead coming into out of 2, but Travis Bennett has a great run to the outside.
You'll see lots of drivers moving up and through the lanes here, trying to figure out what works best for them. It's first couple laps, get some heat in those tires, but after that, try to figure out exactly where you're going to wind up.
Exactly, and right now, Travis Bennett leads lap 1 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And the great thing about Charlotte is you have multiple lines. I prefer, depending on the stage of the race, I love the low line. I think it's fast. We got a car on the apron. Should be able to gather himself up. Oh, 3 wide going into turn 3, though. I believe that is the 22 of Ty Bostic, Rick, back there. Was 3 wide. Now they're able to settle it out just a little bit. But the low line is a very appealing line here at Charlotte. It's fast. It has, all the momentum, but you can run the outside in 1 and 2. I don't know if I'd run the outside in 3 and 4.
Kind of going through the field, looking and seeing what is out there. That's just talking about the 99 really Blue Angels paint scheme on that Ford.
That's awesome. That is absolutely so cool. Love to see that.
Yeah, so the drivers had full range to choose whatever they wanted to represent, this Memorial Day weekend event, and they chose to, as you can tell, just pick and choose a patriotic theme. Scott Thomas has a great rules theme behind there as well. Again, a number of drivers incorporating the full flag into their scheme. So.
Hey, it's a great sight to see. And another driver that has a pretty good flag is the 41 of Jordan Booth, who's now battling side by side with Travis Bennett into turn 3. Both cars very patriotic, got the stars and the stripes on both of those. Here we go down at the start line. It looks like the 01 of Travis Bennett is going to lead that lap.
We're still door to door here as these guys make their way around. Of course, we'd expect that these guys have always been battling up in the front all season.
Yeah, 41 of Jordan Booth got a little bit tight out of turn 2, washed up the track a little bit. Able to hold it down, but doing that again, it may be a little bit costly. We'll see if he gets tight out of turn 4. It pushed a little bit. And what you often see, and we've seen this in multiple tracks here, you see the field span out, and then just due to the draft, the field will sort of come back together like an accordion. And so right now the whole field almost single file except for a handful of cars in the back, and a battle now between Michael Whitley and Alex Murphy there for P3. Whitley on the inside, Murphy on the high side with Matt Piercini there in that DuPont number 24. Right behind them.
Alex Murphy's took back from his starting at pole position, but this is a long race. You got plenty of time to make up time. You should have plenty of green flag pit stops. Another thing to consider is that getting on and off of pit road here is going to take some skill, especially under green flag conditions.
Oh, it will. It is treacherous, especially if you have any cars around you. So you got to call out when you're going down pit road. It's an absolute must. It's driver etiquette here on iRacing. All the drivers can, if they want to, communicate with every other driver on the track. So announcing when you're going to go down pit road as you go down the backstretch, it's the appropriate thing to do so you don't cause a melee. But speaking of melees, we have the front 7 bunched up right now. Bottom side, you have Travis Bennett, who got a little bit loose there with Matt Piercini. And behind them, you have, I believe that is Corey Ennis now joining the battle.
Yep, 67 of Corey Ennis is now up to 5th. Jordan Booth has got a little bit of a gap between himself, but that pack is running him down behind him.
And what I'm noticing about Travis Bennett a little bit, it looks like he's kind of just taking it easy. Doesn't seem to be forcing it. He's somewhat stalling out that inside lane just a little bit. He's let a couple cars go by on the outside, so maybe he's just managing his stuff right now.
I think that's a wise thing to do. We've seen that already. We know that you have got to preserve tires, which in iRacing, that means very little, movement and on the steering wheel, just enough to get you around, let momentum take you through that corner. Oh, you saw a car in the wall there. I think that was Matt Robinson. You just got to really manage the tires, get as little heat into those tires as possible, and save yourself towards the end of these runs. I think that's the winning strategy, or you're going to wind up burning up your stuff, and this car quickly turns into a dump truck, kind of get around these and get through these corners.
It does. The 0-1 of Travis Bennett got dangerously high right there. There's a point of this track where you don't want to go to the high side, and that is in turn 3 and 4. I mean, you could be in that middle upper lane, but getting all the way up against the wall is pretty dangerous because turn 3 and 4 is actually a little bit of a tighter radius than turn 1 and 2. It's odd to say, but it is. It's very interesting how this track looks. If you look at it from a map perspective, you'll notice that on the exit of turn 4, it is much narrower than turn 2 exit there. So you got to pay attention to that as well. But hey, we are just about just under 10%, about 7.5% done in this race. And right now we got Jordan Booth, Michael Whitley, Travis Bennett, Alex Murphy, and Brendan Hayes, your top 5.
Yeah, coming off of 4 kind of puts you in an odd place. If you're out of position exiting out of 4, you wind up on the front stretch, which has 2 additional angles as the front stretch brings you back into turn 1. So being up high through 3 and 4 is extremely treacherous.
Very treacherous, and we've got a big run now out of the 0-1, the back doorstep of the 94 of Michael Whitley. Got a little shove there. And speaking of people who might be in the back but are making their way up to the front, Matt Robinson up 7 positions, Brendan Hayes up 7 positions, but the biggest mover, Austin Walton, up 9 spots up to 16th from his 23rd or 25th place starting position there. He is making hay in what looks like a Napa Chase Elliott somewhat scheme there in the 17.
Yeah, patriotic.
Yep.
Looking on back to the field past the 16th position of Austin Walton, was mainly a number of guys just in line, just working their way around. They know they've got 170, 180 laps to go, so keep up with the pack, bide your time, don't do anything that puts yourself in danger, and paddle your way around.
And what I'm noticing is this front pack just can't seem to not be side by side. Got a car in the wall and 3 able to keep it off. But it looks like these battles have just been abundant. I mean, there has been multiple side-by-side battles here. You see one right now for the lead. Looks like you have Michael Whitley Jr. going to go around the outside of Jordan Booth, trying to take the lead here at Charlotte on lap 18. Rick, it's a lot more racy than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, absolutely. These top 7 or 8 drivers, it's like it's the last lap. They're battling here, and every point counts. So if you're in the playoffs, you have the opportunity to lead a lap. You want that extra point, because when it's all tallied up at the cut point, every lap counts.
After seeing this, I may have to change my strategy for Saturday's race. This is pretty crazy to see these guys battling like this. But it's great racing, though. They have 20 laps on their tires, and they're able to battle side by side. So it's cool to see. But right now, you have that 94 car up in the front, on outside looking in, trying to get a win to lock himself into the playoffs. That is Michael Whitley Jr.
Yeah, absolutely leading that last lap. But as you mentioned, this is now lap 20, and so right around this time, you're going to see some tire fall off, and we're seeing a little bit of that happening already in these lap times. But certainly, you're going to see that begin to be a factor.
Yeah, lap times have dropped off roughly about almost a full second right now, just 21 laps into this race. Seems about right.
Yep, absolutely.
I got 3 wide right there.
They're tight racing up at the front. There's 2 distinct packs right now.
Oh, 3 wide out of turn 4. I don't like that a lot. They were able to hold it. This is a big pack of cars right here, about 10 to 13 cars in this.
3 wide. They're 3 wide through 1 and 2.
Yeah, they can't seem to shake each other. And now we see the 41 diving to the inside of the 01. Got the 01 a little bit tight. Off corner exit. I think that 41 might be able to hold position, but here comes the 01. Travis Bennett back on the outside.
Continuing to battle. Good for Matthew Robinson. He's up there in 5th.
Yep. Up 8 spots on the start, so he obviously is a guy to pay attention to. Oh, 01 got really tight there. And so did, I believe that was Alex Murphy battling side by side with the 24.
Yeah, 24 laps on these tires. And with the way, the level of aggression that this front pack has been driving, they've definitely taken the stickers off those tires. They're definitely showing their wear already. What are you thinking for when we'll see some green flag pit stops, John?
Yeah, I think it'll be, knowing this race, it has to be probably somewhere about lap, I would imagine lap 40. That's what I'm predicting, 40 to 45 with their fuel number 3 wide now. Right there, you can see going into turn 3. That's going to be tight. Oh, it's close. 3 wide, 40 is going to push up out of corner exit. Car on the wall, that was the 1. Still 3 wide.
That's the second time I've seen the 1 brush that safer barrier.
Now we're running 3 by 3. Okay, the 40 splits the middle there. I'm expecting about 40 laps, I would say,
gotcha.
On this, on these tires and on this fuel run. So they will have to come down before the stage break at lap 66. But we're going to see this. Somebody decide to split this stage right in half in 33 wouldn't be a bad idea. You know, knowing that the stage break is going to come at the back end of that second stint.
Just some great racing here with the iNRS Coke Series. Sorry, the iNRS Series here at Charlotte in this Coke 300. Way more racy than I was anticipating.
Absolutely, and what I'm noticing is a lot of drivers are migrating up to that high line out of turn 3 and 4, which is interesting to me, which tells me that there is a little bit of grip on that high line, or maybe the tires just don't work down low. Maybe it's just not that point in the race where the bottom line is where you want to be at this stint with 28 laps on your tires. So we'll see, but there are more cars up in that higher lane than in the low lane. So we'll see how that plays out as we see a battle now starting to form. Potentially 3 wide. You got the 24 going now down below the 40. We got 3 wide on the front stretch. No one's going to give right here going into turn 1. They're tight.
Oh my gosh, they're still battling. 3 wide.
Yeah, they're tight. That 41 might push out a corner exit. Oh, we got him. That was close. He pushed, and we're wrecking. No caution yet. No caution yet. I think the 24 got really tight on the bottom line, Rick. I don't know if you want to go back and look at that one, but it looked like the 24 pushed up a little bit and got tight out of corner exit in turn 2, which is going to happen no matter what when you're on 30-lap old tires. And you're 3 wide. That also helps. But that puts Matt Perusini up into the P3, though. Oh, that was netcode.
Yeah, that was a 41. backed up just a second. You saw the 41 get a little loose.
Yeah, but I mean, it looked like the back end of the car just jerked,
Yep.
which tells me that was like right here. You see the 24 drift up a little bit. You see that? I mean,
Yeah, that's
that
not good.
40, yeah, that 41. That's not a natural movement, which put that 01 in the wall. Good job holding on to it, all those drivers. But that definitely split up the field a little bit.
Absolutely. That cycled that 01 back. That now means that Travis Bennett is back in 7th. Scott Thomas is in pit road. He took your advice to split this as well as Richard Mills.
And that's what I thought some of these drivers were going to do, split it right down the middle. I mean, that's what I would do to maximize the gain, because when you pit first, we saw this in last night's race, Rick, when you pit first and you have everybody else show their hand, show their cards, you will have a little bit of an advantage because you pit when everybody else had to run another lap on those older tires. So that could be the difference between a couple tenths or maybe even a couple seconds, depending on how well your pit stop goes.
Got Tyler Sexton, Clark Franz, and Ron Fitting also in on pit road. While we're watching this battle up front between Brendan Hayes in the 40 and Michael Whitley Jr. in the 94 to the outside, these guys have been running door to door for a couple laps here.
They have, and it's been exciting to watch.
George Wenzel, Vince Burns, Tony Japs also in on pit road.
I'm noticing a lot of these cars are very, very tight at a corner exit. There's just no grip left in these tires, so it just pushes really bad. But they're still able to battle. We got some more cars making their way down. I believe that's Vernon Broadbeck, Corey Ennis on pit road as well.
Wenzel, Burns, and Japs are now out.
Eddie Mousseau on pit road. You got Brendan Hayes and the 94 beating and banging for the lead.
With the 41, Jordan Booth just sitting back there waiting for a mistake.
Oh, somebody didn't call out pit road. Somebody didn't call it out. That was Jordan Booth. Jordan Booth did not call out, I don't think, his pit road call. Rick, remember what I said in the pre-race?
Yep.
You got to call it out. I didn't see his name pop up, so I might be wrong, but it looked like he caught the 24 by surprise. Does he have a pit road speeding penalty? I don't see it.
Well, lots of takers on pit road now. Hayes, Lem, Persini, Walden, Wheel, Robinson, Giroux, Musso, all making it out. Alex, Jose Ruby out. Brendan Hayes still on pit road. 24 comes in. That's the 96 as well coming onto pit road. A couple of drivers that have not, one driver who has not made it down pit road is Ty Bostic. He is the only driver who has not come down pit road.
What that tells me is that he is going to play a little bit of a longer run strategy to have better tires on the back end of this stint.
Well, he definitely probably picked up a lap, point for leading a lap. And Ty is in the playoff, so. And here he comes. And there's no time to get off the racing surface and then onto pit road. You've got to be on the brakes, getting down to race into pit road speed.
Absolutely. What I like to do is I like to go into turn 3 and I just coast. I coast all the way around until I get to until I can really start to see that dotted line out of the corner of my window, and that's when I start to brake. Obviously, make sure nobody's coming behind me. But it's so tough. It's so tough. That's why, some of the best have their own markers. They're like, okay, at this point, I'm going to start to brake, and then depending on how the car feels, I may go a little bit faster. I may go a little bit slower to try to get in. So The best have those lines figured out, but that should cycle everybody on pit road. So pit road was busy between lap 31 and 36. Those are the guy. We're actually 37. Michael Whitley Jr. came on pit road at lap 37. So we'll see how that plays out here for these drivers once the race plays out. But I was thinking roughly about 40 laps, so a little bit on the early side, but that might have to do with the stage break coming at lap 66. But either way, though, got a battle right now between Jordan Booth, Corey Ennis, and Jordan Wenzel, all battling for the lead, and put Alex Murphy in that mix.
Yeah, that's Jordan Wenzel, Corey Ennis, Brandon Hayes, Alex Murphy. That's that group that's behind. Jordan Booth has got a little bit of time. Let's bring up that gap information. He's got almost 2 seconds ahead of the other Jordan Wenzel. But side by side, that's the 67 of Corey Ennis and the 40 of Brendan Hayes.
And looking at the track map, it's pretty spread out. There's still a lot of battles going on throughout the track, but it's a little bit more spread out than when we started the race. So it's good to see that.
Jordan Booth continues to extend his lead. It's over 2 seconds over Jordan Wenzel. We're back on fresh tires now, so a little bit of contact there with Corey Ennis in the 67 in the safer area.
I also mentioned that in the pre-race. Off of turn 4, you can get extremely tight and hit the wall. And I've noticed that as well going into turn 1. So gotta make sure that you feel how your car is in the middle of 3 and 4, because it's going to change every single lap depending on how hard you push your tires.
Well, these guys know that there is a stage break coming, and yellow at lap 66. That's just 22 laps away. They've got fresh tires. I'm thinking they're just sending it at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe so.
They're all trying to track down and chase down Jordan Booth, but he's got a pretty good gap right now. It's currently showing out there at nearly 2 seconds over second place Jordan Wenzel. I think right now Brendan Hayes is chasing down. He's got the car that we have 28 entries here. They're all on the lead lap. The car that is closest to the 41 is the 3 of Ron Fitting, and 41 has him in his sights. We can jump on board with Jordan Booth. In fact, we can kind of ride around here with Jordan through the front stretch and crossing the start-finish line. We'll take a lap with him.
He's actually shifting. That's very interesting. See him downshift right here going into, or maybe he doesn't downshift.
Oh yeah, he's, well.
No, I think it was on 3 and 4 where he downshifted. You get it to about 7,000 RPM. Yep.
He rides through 3 and 4 in 4th gear. Back into 5th at the start-finish line.
I mean, it works. So he'll probably back this down to about 72.
Taking some notes here, John?
Just a little bit. just a little note taking here.
Yeah.
It's interesting because oftentimes why drivers do that is you can get a little bit more power under the car with a higher RPM to get your car to turn a little bit better through the corner, and that's what he's trying to do. You're not bogging down the car where it has to go up through the RPMs as if you were to stay in 5th gear. So right here you see him at 7,600, 7,700. I would suspect, a little loose. I would suspect that's somewhat similar there in turn 3 and 4, maybe a little bit lower. So cool to see. He's running very consistent laps too. The last 4 or 5 laps, he's been within 30 flat and 30.2. So very consistent times for that 41 car, who is now on 15 lap old tires.
Yep, and actually has slightly expanded his gap over that pack behind him. As much as you think that pack, there's a little bit of value with the draft here, but he's running such consistent laps here that he's actually increased his gap over Jordan Wenzel. This is a beehive of activity back in this second pack here between Wenzel, Robinson, Whitley, Travis Bennett, Alex Murphy, Corey Ennis. These 8-9 cars are just doing everything they can to try and run down that 41 of Jordan Wenzel as the laps begin to tick away here towards this stage break. Well, we appreciate anyone who's watching and tuning in live to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Coke 300 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We certainly appreciate you tuning in tonight, or whether you happen to pick this up and watch this on replay. We thank you for that. We ask that you could like and subscribe to our channel so that we can bring you information as to other events that we cover, as well as our weekly series here on Wednesday nights with the Tech for Troops Cup Series, which is also already in its playoff battle, and this series, the iNRS series, each and every Thursday night. As we had mentioned earlier, this series follows along with the regular Cup Series schedule. So what you'll see on Sunday in the Cup Series race is what we were able to bring to you here on Thursday.
Rick, we have roughly about 12 laps to go here in this first stage, and the gap is still about 1.9 seconds. So Jordan Booth doing a great job right now leading this field and dominating the early portions of the race.
Yeah, his teammate Brendan Hayes has now moved around the 81 of Jordan Wenzel and put himself into second place. A little bit of contact with the wall there with the 94 of Michael Whitley. My guess is that in looking at our track map, that the 3 of Ron Fitting, I believe, is, if he hasn't gone down a lap, this guy pretty close.
Very close.
Yeah, it shows him behind him, so I think it's brought up. There it is. Yeah, the telemetry finally caught up with the action, and the 3 of Ron Fitting has now gone down a lap. But that's relatively good news for Ron, because once that caution flies for that stage break at lap 66, he'll get the lucky dog and get back on the lead lap. So.
Exactly. And what we're noticing here is it's going to be a change. A day race to a night race. That's also another thing I love about this iNRS Coke 300 is that it transitions, and you have to think about your strategy for the day and the night race, because the cars do change, the track temperature changes, which means the tires are going to be different, and how the cars are going to handle are going to be different. So that track temp is going to fall just a little bit once we get under the lights here at Charlotte.
Yeah, right now air temperature is 73 degrees, track temperature 84, but as John said, once the sun goes down, the lights will come on and it will cool off significantly. Jordan Booth continues to show his way around, but if you're paying attention to that gap has been cut in half.
Yes, it has. Just cut in half here with just 7 laps to go. Brendan Hayes is making his way up.
Will he challenge his teammate?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, why not? You know, it's definitely playoff points. It has a little bit of stake there, so I expect to see this battle heat up very quickly.
Well, you know, and Brandon Hayes is currently he's sitting in 10th place. He's the first driver who has not had a win so far this season. So he's looking for every point he can get, including, you know, winning a stage. Not much of a challenge. He blows by Jordan Booth.
With ease, Rick. With ease.
Well, these two can control the next 5 laps. They can keep themselves in first and second there. Right now, you got Jordan Wenzel right on the bumper of Jordan Booth, trying to get around him. I mean, it's possible that Jordan kind of burned through his stuff, but you know, you just never know. They are coming up on the 29 of John Krupa. But we're seeing this door-to-door action contact between Jordan Wenzel and Jordan Booth. That'll put the 29 of John Krupa in their way. He's still holding his line. That forces Jordan Wenzel to back out of it. Nearly three wide.
Yeah, it's tight. This is what happens at the back end of these stints. Oh, that 25 got tight on the inside line. Going to stack them all up. When the cars get, you know, late in stints, you see the field start to bunch up just a little bit. So, you know, right now Jordan Booth, you know, his tires are gone. So here comes, you know, Jordan Wenzel going to be on the inside there. I mean, that's pretty, you know, impressive from Wenzel's perspective now with just 2 laps to go here. This lap and the next lap. 3 wide now.
3 wide. Bostic to the outside.
Oh, 81 pushed. 81 pushed up into the 41. That could have been really bad.
It would not have been good. 41 is high, almost up at in the marbles at the safer barrier. Caution should fly at the end of this lap, lap 66. Still battling here. We'll give Brandon Hayes the win, but second place is up for grabs here.
Yeah, they're battling. You got a big push now from the Ty Bostic machine coming into third.
He's trying to work his way around.
Yeah, the battle's going to be there. Ty Bostic now taking that third place away. So there you go. That should be the stage. Brendan Hayes gets it done.
Brendan Hayes is your stage winner. Jordan Wenzel will pick up second. Ty Bostic will pick up third.
What a good stint there.
Just great racing. 67 laps of just excellent racing. All right, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but we're going side by side. You won't miss anything. We'll be right back.
HDI provides commercial smart security systems, audio-visual solutions, TV mounting and installation, access control, and surveillance systems. In addition, our networking division can provide business networking and Wi-Fi solutions. All these systems can be remotely managed through our ACE HTI applications and cloud-based solutions. Running a business these days is a tough and demanding job. Let the folks at ACE HTI ensure that your place of business is safe for your workers and your company assets. ACE HTI can offer you integrated burglar alarm systems, access control and health, and wellness systems to ensure the safety of your employees and visitors. If you are looking to modernize or purchase a new fire alarm system, look no further than ACE HTI. We can offer you the latest state-of-the-art solutions to keep watch over your business. Does your surveillance system need a refresh? ACE HTI can install the latest 4K surveillance cameras with custom analytics and AI to help you understand what's happening in and around your business. Are you a restaurant or hospitality venue? Does your facility host sporting events? Reach out to ACE HTI for the latest in video displays and audio systems to enhance and define your place of business. ACE HTI service area includes both North and South Carolina. Reach out to us today at 336-941-3171 or via email at info@ace-hti.com.
All right, welcome back. We've got pit stops finishing up. The field has made their way down onto pit road. Pretty much everybody took 4 tires and fuel. Brendan Hayes wins the battle off of pit road. Jordan Wenzel in second. Jordan Booth in third. Michael Whitley in fourth. Ty Bostic in fifth. And Matt Perosini in sixth. Tyler Lemon seventh. Alex Murphy in eighth. Matt Robinson in ninth. And Travis Bennett. That's your top 10. So, John, just some great racing for the first nearly 70 laps.
Oh yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better start to the race. We saw the green flag stop, we saw the green flag runs, we saw the comers and goers, and looking at the field right now, the biggest mover of the race has been Austin Walton. There, he has moved up 14 positions, all the way up to P11 from his 25th starting spot. So watch out for him. Also watch out for Brendan Hayes, Jordan Wenzel up 9 spots as well. Second biggest movers of the race, right behind Ty Bostic in 5th, and Tony Japs up 8 positions from 26th to 18th. So you got a lot of movers, a lot of shakers, and coming at this race now with everybody has about 130 lap segment here. So you could split that up into 3 pit stops more than likely. You should be able to get that done there. 4 pit stops actually, with my math, depending on how the fuel runs. But either way, though, great first stint.
Absolutely. All right, the lights are on here at Charlotte. We are moving into the night version of this event. We appreciate you tuning in. Got awful quiet there.
And Rick, this race has turned into a night race.
Yeah, let's see if there's made any changes in our weather information right now. Yep, temperature on track sides dropped about 3 degrees. We're now down to 81, and that will continue to fall here on track. So Brendan Hayes will be the control car. He has elected to take that inside line. And as the lights go out on top of our pace car, that means next time by, we'll take the green flag to get this back underway. Now, we saw them chasing the stage points and the stage, and splitting the stage with their pit stops. But now we're in it for the long haul. We've got 130 laps to finish this race. Here's where we'll see just how long they can stretch out these fuel runs and tires.
Exactly.
Yeah, my initial calculation put this somewhere around 40, but we'll see how it all plays out. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think 35 to 40 is probably a good marker.
focusing on Brendan Hayes and this restart. Now he also has his teammate right behind him. I'm sure there's some communication going on between them as to how they do this restart.
Yeah, we will see, but here we go. Restart here back in the iNRS Coke 300. Thank you for tuning in. Brendan Hayes, the control car, and we are off. Green flag racing back here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Already have the field shaking up just a little bit, but a lot of side-by-side action as we make our way through 1 and 2.
Fresh tires, new track in effect at night here. New opportunity for a lot of these guys. They're past the stage break. Now it's time to figure out how they're going to move up through the field and make their way. If you're sitting in the back, you really need to start thinking about how can I move up.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I think at this point of the race, that's when, I think now is when you start to make that move and, you know, really assess, okay, who moved forward, who moved back, what are the tires doing? Oh, big drift there out of the 94, Michael Whitley in P2. But I agree.
Side by side with 41 of Jordan Booth, Michael Whitley. He's got some help behind him. Oh, car wrecking on the backstretch.
Yep, and the caution is out. Caution is out. Our first one for cause for the night. I believe that is Tyler Sexton in the 35 machine.
Not sure if there's any damage on that 35. Well, there is now. He appears to have some, I'm guessing it's some towing. There's definitely some rear end damage on that 35. This league does provide the driver with an optional quick repair, which he can exercise to get that repair done. There's more damage on that car than I saw initially. You can take a quick peek and see just what happened to Tyler. Well, right in front of Tyler, there's a car sideways and spinning. That's the 25. And unfortunately, that comes up and clicks the 35. That 25 is Jacob Musso, sending the 35 around, backing into the safer barrier, clipping the nose. Oh, he saves it there. Good driving by the 35. You saw how he was able to throw it in reverse, keep the car off the inside safer barrier wall, and try to get it back together. But he will live to fight another day.
Unfortunate there, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with his race and maybe able to get back up and battle with these guys. But first caution for cause here on lap 76 out of 200.
All right. Looks like the 3 of Ron Fitting, I think, gets his lap back. That puts everybody back on the lead lap, excluding maybe what happened to the 25 and the 35. We'll see. They are currently in the pits or just coming out. So. All right, we will take another quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
Our mission at Coastal Financial is to provide comprehensive financial planning solutions tailored to each individual's unique needs and goals, with the aim of empowering our clients to make informed financial decisions and achieve their financial potential. Our focus is providing the highest level of service to our clients, including successful business owners, professionals, and nonprofit organizations. Our commitment is to helping you improve your financial position, reach your financial goals, and safeguard your family and business. Our goal is to provide you with the resources and guidance necessary to accomplish these objectives. Our process utilizes a thorough and exclusive financial analysis, efficient implementation of recommendations, and continual reevaluation of fluctuating dynamics. You can find us at coastalfinancial.com or on Facebook at Coastal Financial.
All right, welcome back to the iNRS Coke 300 here at Charlotte. We are currently on lap 77 under caution for an incident with the 35 of Tyler Sexton and the 25 of Jacob Musso. I think everybody is come out, got their repairs made. All 28 entries still on the lead lap. Brendan Hayes with 40 XLI is currently in the lead and in charge of this restart. He will have his teammate to his outside with Jordan Booth. Michael Whitley is there in third, Ty Bostic in fourth. So this is setting up to be a relatively interesting restart here at lap 77.
Well, Rick, this will help out some of the strategy just a little bit. Any caution that comes through will extend the first stint. So very curious to see how this is going to play out for some of these guys. If we do have a 35-lap stint, you have 35, which is 70 plus another 35 is 105. So you should be able to get to the end now with this caution for sure on 3 more stops. So very curious to see how it's going to play out for these guys.
Yeah, pretty much no one came down and took advantage of that caution. They're just going to stick with their plan, their strategy, and we'll see how it goes. Lights are out on the pace car. Next time by, we'll get this back underway. Jordan Booth will be our control car, and we'll get this race restarted.
Now, what I know about these restarts here at good old Charlotte Motor Speedway is that it is hectic. It's your best opportunity to gain, a lot of positions very fast. Inversely, lose a lot of positions very fast. So you got to be very calculated here at this point in the race because your tires have, fallen off just a little bit. Not too much, but we'll see what happens now. Pace car dives down as we are about to get the green flag here. Brendan Hayes leading this field around now, and green flag back in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Good move by Jordan Booth. He is right there behind his teammate. Michael Whitley Jr. is in third. Ty Bostic, the high side, in fourth. Notable name, Alex Forget-Berube has now moved up to 11th. He is +8 as he climbs back up. Bostic in third actually is +10. He's moved up 10 spots since qualifying. Bostic still side by side with Michael Whitley Jr. Now, don't forget, Bostic is in a bracket challenge. He is there with Jordan Booth, so they are running second and third. Whoever finishes ahead will move on to face Alex Forget-Berube in the next bracket race.
Which I wouldn't want to do. Alex has been on a tear recently. 4 top 5s in the last 5 races, 2 wins. I mean, there's not a hotter driver right now in the iNRS series, so you've got to watch out for that 19 machine, who is currently sitting 19 is currently sitting there in P10, so we'll see what happens. But Rick, we got a big battle side by side 7-8 rows deep now, right there. Look at that.
Great battle, number of drivers up high. That's the 99 of Tyler Lem. You saw him up against the wall, not in contact, but definitely taking advantage of every inch of real estate he can get on this track. But you're seeing these guys side by side now, breaking apart, changing different lines. The 01 of Travis Bennett has clawed his way back. You saw him involved in an earlier incident. Nothing big, but he was a little loose and wound up slipping back. But now he's back up to 4th. That Bucky's Ford Mustang has been on a tear, getting back up into a position where he can challenge.
It has.
Watching the 94 of Michael Whitley getting around, trying to make a moves to get sole possession of second place, tearing that away from Jordan Booth. He stays down low and gets it, but it's not over.
Not at all. Still battling side by side through the field.
Saw the opportunity for Travis Bennett to give him a little help, but he kind of backed away a bit and just put him in the middle, and now we're 3 wide. That's the 99 of Tyler Lem, who was just grazing the safer barrier back there. Alex Forget right there in that Bass Pro Shops. This is some of the tightest racing we've seen all day.
Oh yeah, I mean it is stacked up through the field. And I'm going to be surprised if they can keep this up, because it is tight battles all the way through here. You see right there on corner exit how tight it can get, Rick. And I mean, they're racing like a super speedway out there.
Yeah. Yep, and there's zero margin for error on this track. This track is bumpy, and it will easily knock you over a little bit. And unfortunately, if you're running door to door with somebody, you're gonna say hello pretty quick.
That's a good way to put it. Say hello to either somebody's door or the wall.
"27 out of 28 cars still on the lead lap here. 88 laps in the books here at Charlotte under the lights, and we are battling door to door throughout nearly this entire field. We're focusing on these battles up here towards the top 10. See, Michael Whitley Jr. has taken over from Brandon Hayes, and now the 94 is currently leading here at Charlotte. Great move for what Michael Whitley.
Oh, absolutely. You know, that's a position that, you know, he's been able to
Austin,
do car in the
that's
grass.
Austin Walton. He decided to run through the Humpy is not going to be happy with the condition of that grass.
No, but you know who would be? Dale Earnhardt Sr. The pass in the grass, that was A+ there. Even though he didn't really pick up any position, but either way, he kept it straight.
This is Tyler Lem doing the same thing, but unfortunately he hits that bump in the middle there, and that's going to bring out this yellow flag.
That was close.
Let's see if we can get a feel for what happened here. Oh, double bump. So back that up just a little bit. He's got some contact with both the number 1 of Robinson and the 24 of Pericini as he tags the wall.
Yeah, the double bump.
So it looks like he's running up out of 4, gets sucked into the safer barrier, slowing him down. That causes the 1 to tap him from behind, gets him out of sorts, and then the 24 finishes it off. 24 holds it together. Good for him. But that sets the 99 on this road. And right as you cross over that little bit of road there, that's part of the roval, that back end is up in the air, and that sends him sideways.
Yep. Good thing he held the brakes.
Well, that puts our entire field now onto pit road for our third caution of the night. Probably about time. They pitted last. Was it lap 68, John?
Yes, 67, 68 is that last pit stop. So with 107 to go, you're approaching the point where you could possibly make it on 2 more stops. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens as this race plays out. But that could be the tale of this race.
So it looks like Alex Murphy may have come out just in front of Michael Whitley. It's like Corey Bunch is watching along and says, get that stat, Whitley. There you go. Michael Whitley does lead those laps, and we'll take that point. He needs every playoff point he can get, as they all do. But Michael Whitley is sitting right now in 14th. So for sure, every point matters.
Every point does matter. Every point matters.
All right, so Alex Murphy will be our control car on this restart. He'll have Michael Whitley to his outside, and you will have 40 XLI in the row behind. Ty Bostic and Travis Bennett will be in the third row. And Wenzel and Alex Forget-Bruby now up to 8th.
Yep, up 11 spots, Rick. I mean, he's making his way up through the field. Like we've talked about before, that 19 knows how to get it done. 4 top 5s in the last 5 races and 2 wins. That just doesn't happen overnight.
He is the biggest mover so far of the night with plus 11 spots from his pole starting point. But let's not forget Tony Japs. Tony is up to 16th. He's plus 10. He started back in 26th. All right, we are coming up here, approaching the halfway point. Just a few short laps away. So this also happens to be the second of the 5 Crown Jewel races. This is another one of the features that the iNRS series offers to the league participants. So winner of 3 of the 5 Crown Jewels takes home $500.
Wow.
So Travis Bennett,
that's
huge. Travis Bennett has 1 win already. He's hoping he can add a second one tonight. But yeah, we'll see. But again, Charlotte is the second of their 5 Crown Jewel events. If you're an iRacer and you're watching along, or someone's referred to, you're looking for a league to run in that has great competition. You can see it here. We bring it to you each and every week. You should check out the iNRS series for their next season.
Absolutely.
Well, the lights are off on our pace car. About to get back to green flag racing here at nighttime in Charlotte.
Yes, we are. Control car is that 30 of Alex Murphy up there. Rumble Racing Machine. To his outside is Michael Whitley Jr. So here we go. 105 now, 104 to go. Green flag in the air, inside line. Big stall there. I believe that is the 40 machine of Brendan Hayes that stalled the inside line out. But here we go down in the turn one. Oh, car on the wall. Back to the point, Michael Whitley Jr. What a race he's had, Rick. He's been up there battling for the front all race long.
He sure has. Car off the racing surface but back on. You can do that on the back stretch here at Charlotte. It's pretty wide, but that's about the only place you can get away with that. Oh, car in the wall.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
Matthew Robinson. Big
wreck on the front stretch. 35. More cars involved. We're still wrecking. It looks like a similar wreck as last time, Rick. Similar place.
Matthew Robinson, Jacob Musso, Tyler Sexton. I think Austin Walton went off the track. We'll try to bring you that. We're behind the 01 of Matt Robinson. He gets caught up into the safer barrier. Really upsets the car. 24 just gets by, but the 79 of Scott Thomas has no place to go. 50 dives off. 1 is just spinning around. 67 clears. '29. Oh, big wreck, and the Tyler Sexton has nowhere to go.
Yep, his race probably is going to be done, unfortunately.
Well, unless they've got that quick repair, that's the key.
That is true. That is a good point.
So the 35 is underway. I think the 35 may have used that quick repair in the last incident. Not sure, but I think so. That's Tyler Sexton, and the 01 of Matt Robinson. I don't see him getting repaired, so he may also unfortunately be in that situation, but we'll see how it goes. But rest of the field that stayed out, they had just come in on lap 92. We're just 7 laps from that last incident. This is our 4th caution of the night. A little bit of shakeup at the front. Michael Whitley is your leader and your control car. Travis Bennett is in second. He'll be on the outside. Alex Murphy in third, and Brendan Hayes in fourth. And Alex Forget-Ruby now up to 6th.
What I'm telling you, the 19's fast.
I know.
The 19.
I know. It's almost like I hear the theme from Jaws, you know, just that little.
Dun-na, dun-na, dun-na. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think, you know, Rick, we could figure out a way to get some sound effects in the booth. Why couldn't we?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We could definitely do that.
I think that could enhance what we do on the broadcast a little bit.
Yeah. Bring it on.
Coming soon. Coming soon to the IWM Broadcast Network. Sound effects brought to you by our lovely audio crew. Just adding people to the team every day. So, you know, right. Rick, right now we're at 100 laps, midway point of the race. Where would you like to be at this stage?
Somewhere top 10. There's a lot of drama happening mid-pack and back. There's a hint. I smell it. I feel it. A little bit of desperation that is setting in, because now this race is halfway over. Everything you've done to this point is setting you up for how you're going to finish. And so if you're sitting 15th, 18th, 20th, 23rd, you're now scratching your head figuring out, how do I get around these guys? How do I move up without being in trouble? These guys have been racing side by side since the first green flag fell 100 laps ago. So it's not like everybody's just kind of pedaling along here, just kind of waiting for things to happen. No, we've been door to door, 2 and 3 wide throughout this event. So there's no time like the present to say, I got to get up. I got to get moving.
I agree. This is the time. If you're going to do it, you got to do it now.
It's not easy to pass here. These cars, in whether it's here on iRacing or in real life, they're evenly matched. It's super hard to pass, to make these moves, and you've got to get it done. Now you could sit there and wait for someone to screw up, and they'll take advantage of their misfortune, but you're not going to make your way up to the top 10 or up to the lead doing it that way. All right, we appreciate y'all tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS series here at Charlotte. A little preview for what you'll see in the Coke 600. Of course, on Sunday you're watching 2 races, right? You're watching Indy in the morning, and you're watching the Coke 600 at night.
Or you could watch 3. You got the Monaco Grand Prix. Bright and early too. So,
speaking of not being able to pass,
yeah, I know there's a lot of talk about, are those Formula One cars too big for Monaco? I mean, they're big, but hey, I don't think you can get rid of Monaco. It's too iconic, and it brings them a lot of dollars. And looking for some dollars here are all these drivers here tonight. This is, like you said, Rick, the second crown jewel. So getting up to the front like Michael Whitley is doing right now is everything that he needs. It is exactly what he needs. Green flag back here in the iNRS Coke 300.
Yeah, this would be a huge opportunity if Michael Whitley is able to pull out a win here. That would put him into the winner's circle, those drivers who have already punched their ticket into the first round of the playoffs. It doesn't matter where you stand on points wise. You get the win, you're right there leveraging yourself in. Got a good jump here so far. Looking back through the field, good again, side by side battles happening throughout the field here. Good battle between the 01 of Travis Bennett and the 40 of Brendan Hayes. Big move of Corey Ennis. He's back in 11th, but he just turned a lap time of 29.67. That is kind of the fastest lap. Corey, one of those drivers, he qualified a little bit better. He's currently running in 11th. I think he qualified in 6th, but he's taking this opportunity to try and get himself back up to the front. There's every bit of opportunity here, John, for one of these drivers who have not won so far to etch his name into the win column.
Oh yeah, it's very possible, and that's why I think you see the racing as good as it is up at the front. I think everybody knows that it's almost a free-for-all. Anybody can win this race, so watch out for some of those guys, especially looking at the 19. I see the 19 car, and I think Martin Truex Jr., but obviously, if Martin Truex Jr. was in this race, I would be, wow, iNRS series has to be on the map somewhere. But, I mean, looking at that 19 of Alex Forget-Berube, he's all the way up to 4th, biggest movement of the race, up 15 spots. That 19 car is on a tear right now.
And what's happening behind him, those guys are side by side. That will only serve to his advantage, as now he is right there on the bumper of Jordan Booth. He's got two 40 XLI guys to work his way through to challenge Michael Whitley for the lead. And he is already side by side, door to door with the 41. They are banging doors here.
Oh, it's going to be tied up in the corner. Man, they're banging. Rick. Oh, a little bit of a check there.
Yeah, they're not.
They're not agreeing right now. This is an active battle on the track. Oh man, Rick, this is great stuff. Side by side, Alex Forget-Berube is giving no inches to the 41 there of Mr. Jordan Booth.
Oh, big tap from behind.
Wow. Well, I don't know if Jordan Booth realized that was the 01's doing there. But here we go. We're still battling. Man. Now, this is probably one of the most fun battles I've seen here on the IWM Broadcast Network. Seeing these guys side by side, I mean, look at this.
Yeah, this is only going to go for so long until at some point someone's going to catch somebody a little bit out of square and send someone into the wall.
And Rick, it might happen right here. Jordan Booth has now gotten behind that 19. Maybe watch out for a punt going into turn 3. It would not surprise me in the slightest if you see that 41 car punt him.
It's close.
He's there.
Close. You know what? He could have, but he didn't. He didn't. So.
This is not good. He's on his corner. Oh, he's on his corner. And here comes the 19. That 19's not going to be happy. He's got to run to the inside now. Rick, that 19 might move that 41 car.
Travis Bennett is right behind. He's watching all of this unfold behind him, trying to figure out where he wants to be. If I'm Travis Bennett, I want to be as far away from these two guys as possible.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be anywhere near that. But hey, they're all going in the right direction still. Pretty amazing.
Still pointed in the right direction for sure.
But what that did though is it killed Berube's car. It absolutely killed his car. So I would be surprised if he has the same grip. I mean, he was probably, I'm surprised he didn't cut a tire there. I mean, it was a lot going on.
Well, I think the same thing goes for Booth in the 41. He was definitely beating and banging. Both drivers were, but you got to hand it to them. They both kept it together. And when they each had the opportunity to send the other guy, they didn't.
I mean, that was probably the most respectful door slams I've ever seen in my life.
But it wasn't just one. It was like 5 laps full of it.
I know. I mean, like, I don't know how a door slam could be respectful, but hey, there's a first for everything, and that's the first time I've ever seen that here. Pretty crazy to watch. But here we go. The 19 has made his way back in front of the 01. 41 got tight out of corner exit. Here comes the 19 now.
Charging back.
What's going to happen? As they go into turn 1, 19 does drop to the inside line. Oh, here we go, Rick. I think it's about to happen again. 19 washes up a little bit. Yep, there it is. Man, they are not liking each other right now. Oh, they're hooking him.
One is not helping either.
Oh, that 41 is not happy. That 41 is not happy at all. Jordan Booth got moved by the 19 machine. That was some pretty intense racing right there out of the 19.
We are about 10 laps away, 9 laps away from scheduled pit stops.
Let me tell you something. If I was a 19, I would watch out. I think you have a target on your back. Also, 3 wide there. If I was a 19, I'd be wary of that 41 car. And here he comes.
Yep.
He's coming back.
He is hunting him down for sure.
While this is happening, Michael Whitley Jr. is still in the lead, by the way, just want to say there. And Rick, if the 41 and the 19 are anywhere near each other at the end of this race, I guarantee you one of them, if not both of them, I'll say one of them is going to be very, very upset. The other one, you know, is not. Well, they both might be upset. Who knows?
A lot of activity in the chat in YouTube.
I've yet to look.
Yeah, it's probably worth.
Right now.
Yeah, it's worth looking. We may not repeat it, but it's all good. So, certain opinions about people's driving. Yeah. So.
Yeah. There's some words being thrown around that I think Denny Hamlin might have said, or somebody, I don't know. I believe it was Denny Hamlin that quoted that specific adjective to describe somebody.
At least once. I may have used it
At
myself.
least once. I may have used it this past weekend. So, yeah, I agree. Not with what was being said, but the word. It's an adjective that you can call somebody. But hey, you know, here we are. At this point, Darren says 19 is going to be parking in a different pit stall. LOL. Hey, well, you're about to see. I mean, if these guys could get out of the cars and battle, I know that would be happening this race. So we'll see what happens. There's a 22 of Ty Bostic now in a Liberty University number 22 Camaro to the inside of Jordan Booth in that 41 machine. Looks like Jordan Booth is kind of stalling out just a little bit there in that high line. Alex Forget Barubi.
Yep.
Just sitting up there in P3 right now, in the podium spot. So that's a big spot.
You've got Ty Bostic out there on the low line. He's got some help with Jordan Wenzel behind him. Brendan Hayes, Jordan Booth back there. Jordan's got the 01 of Travis Bennett. But you know, I think you've got to think now, how am I going to set myself up? Because I've got pit stops coming up soon enough.
Pit stops are coming soon, and we'll see how this plays out. And all I know is that 41, you know, I don't think he's going to be too pleased with really
anybody
else.
No.
Yeah, I think it's going to be I think it's going to be pretty aggressive driving from here on out for the 41. Got a lot of opinions being shown on YouTube. Hey, it's great. Opinions are good. Like to see the different thoughts on what's going on in the race.
Yep. Also, those drivers that may have been unfortunately retired because of an incident, they're take that opportunity to express an opinion. There you go. That's what it's there for.
It is.
All right, lap 123 in the books. Michael Whitley Jr. continues to show us the lead, but we're looking elsewhere in the pack because there's a lot of drama as we are setting up for pit stop soon enough. But here we go, challenging for the lead. Brendan Hayes has worked his way up front and now is trying to take that lead away from Michael Whitley Jr.
Yep, side by side here at Charlotte. I think yellow flag is out.
Caution's out. I don't know why.
Matthew Robbins. No, he's been on pit road. I don't know. I'm looking through the field. I don't see it. But what I do see, Rick, I want to keep eyes on this 41 car. I don't know how happy he's going to be with that 19. Let me tell you really quick. He may keep himself back there. He's got 4 cars in between him and that 19, but I will bet everything that I have that those two guys are not going to be the only time you see them get together here.
Yeah. Well, we got this round of pit stops is exactly what I would have thought would be the right time to come in. But I'm confused. I can't see anything. Just kind of looking back through the field here. Not sure. John Krupa possibly thought may have saw some damage as the rest of the field comes in. We're going to go back and just look at the yellow flag, see if there's something here that we can see. Oh, this car's in the wall.
Oh,
and
that.
I think that's about to happen right there.
Yeah, I think. Oh yeah. Yep.
That's it right there. 29
That'll do it.
ends up clipping.
That will do it for sure.
That's the 79 of Scott Thomas that was up in the wall. Oh, and there's more contact as well. So, yeah, there's the that's the instance that brought out two incidents actually. The contact with the 79, then later the 75 and the 29 get together. All right. Okay, time to breathe a bit as we rethink this, but something interesting has happened on that round of pit stops. Guess who has found himself up at the front?
None other than the 19 Alex Forget-Berube. Whether you like it or not, he's up at the front. He is up there. And where is his, I'm going to say, arch nemesis? Where is that 41 car? Back in P8 right now.
P8, yeah. He's got some, he'll be 4 rows back, 3 rows back at the restart. But Brandon Hayes, his teammate, will be to the outside of Alex Forget-Berube.
Well, you know what happens when, somebody rubs your teammate the wrong way? It could,
It could.
Some teammates may be like, hey, don't do that to my teammate. And who knows? Maybe you'll see us. I don't know. Not trying to speak anything into the universe here. But teammates don't like seeing other teammates getting run over. That's from personal experience.
Yep. All right, lap 127 complete, 128 for the one to go, 129 at the restart. So we'll be rapidly up to 130 once we get back underway here, leaving just 70 laps to go. That means we will have one more stop.
Yes, depends.
Maybe close, yeah.
Because you got 70 laps. I mean, it's going to be tight. You're going to have to save maybe, I want to say about a lap and a half to 2 laps of fuel.
Yeah, they're not saving. There's no saving going on.
No, it is full send. Full send. If you're lifting now, then you might as well just park it. So.
Yeah.
But I got to say, I'm very surprised with how the racing has gone. It's been a lot more aggressive than I thought it was going to be, especially side by side. I was expecting this race to be, you would have a lot of single file running, but it's been too wide basically since the drop of the green flag.
It has been tight racing, aggressive the whole way from the very beginning, and that you saw some banging between the 19 and the 41. So good show tonight here with the iNRS guys. We are winding this one down, just approximately 71 laps to go before we put this one in the books. A lot on the line here. You have got the battle between Ty Bostic and Jordan Booth. They're now right there running 6th and 7th. You've got the need to get some points here and to lock yourself into the playoffs. Right now, Alex Forget-Berube is up there. He's got a couple wins already, but a lot of the guys around him don't. 94 particularly right there of just lost his name. I had Michael Whitley Jr. and also Brendan Hayes. He has not won. So both of those guys are looking for their first win of the season. Back underway here at Charlotte, lap 129 Alex Forget-Berube out in front. Oh, car in the wall in the back of the field.
I don't think the caution's going to fly, though. He got it straightened up. Oh, 67 doors the 30. Jordan Booth now to the inside of the 40 or 81. Well, Rick, we have a lot going on right now. Up here at the front, you got the 41 now going to the inside, trying to make his way up to the front of that pack. As Alex Forget-Berube is now your leader. Big slip up for the 01. 01 gets a bump from the 41, gets him loose.
Well, that's that may be a little bit of payback because he was bumping behind earlier on, but there's definitely contact. 41 is on a tear. He's decided he wants to get up and try to chase down the 19, but he's got a lot of cars to go around or maybe through. I think it got 3 cars in the pit, 2 cars in the pits after that incident in the back of the field. That's the 20 of Martin Pinnell and the 79 of Scott Thomas. I believe that was Scott Thomas that was in the wall.
That would be, yes, that is correct. And Rick, Jordan Booth right now, he is trying to make his way back up to the front here. That's a battle that you are not going to want to miss. And, you know, Rick, I don't know if you know, we need to have a new segment when we start interviewing some of these drivers. If they're in the top 3 at the end of the race, have like a battle royale style format where we get them both in here and share their opinions. I think you may have to put the kids to bed once that happens.
Yeah. That may not be a G-rated conversation, but we'll we'll go from there.
I would agree, but here we go. Lap 133, about to be 134. Alex Forget-Berube now in the lead with Michael Whitley Jr. in second, Brendan Hayes in third, Jordan Booth in fourth, Corey Endis in fifth, Alex Murphy, Travis Bennett, Matt Piracini, Jordan Winsel, and Ty Bostic round out your top 10. Biggest mover of the race is Alex Forget-Berube up 18 spots. Vince Burns up 11 spots in P11 with Tony Japs up 12 spots in P14. So a lot of big movers here in this race. Oh, Michael Whitley got a little bit loose out of turn 4. It's going to give a little bit of an advantage there to Brendan Hayes on the inside.
Whitley continues to hold that line, but he's at a slight disadvantage. I think that inside line is a little bit faster.
I think it is, and looking right now, still side by side.
But that's now Jordan. Jordan Booth is now right there in fourth. Figures going to try to help his teammate out, which will in effect help himself, but we'll see how it plays.
Yeah, here comes the 41. Trying to help out his teammate. Oh.
Yep, a little bit of contact with the safer barrier there. 41 bounced off the wall. He is just aggressively going after it. But the challenge there is that is not going to help him with tire wear. It's going to be pretty crazy as this stint continues. If you're running this hard this early, you just got 10 laps or so into this stint. Right now we're looking at about lap 160-ish for our next round of pit stops if we stay green.
Yep, and that's going to be right on the threshold of making it under one more stop. So we'll see what happens. But hey, Rick, we got to move. Here comes the 41. Oh, you don't want to go away now. Man, I got to turn the YouTube comments back on because I want to see what happens when I want to see the 40. What happens with 41? Not trying to foreshadow anything.
No,
but
no, we're not trying.
Something's coming. Something's coming for sure. But looking back through the field again, Vince Burns up 11 spots. You have Austin Walton, Tony Japs up 10 spots and 12 spots. So good for them. Now let's talk about the flip side. Matthew Robinson minus 13, Mike Wheel minus 12. You have Martin Jerome minus 8. Some of the bigger losers in tonight's race. Unfortunately, that's what happens here in the iNRS series.
Scott Thomas has retired.
And here we got a pass potentially for the lead. Here comes Brendan Hayes. And uh-oh, there's the 41 on the high side. Who else is on the high side? The 19. Mr. Alex Forget-Berube.
Too wide at the front here.
Battle. Could be a big battle.
Yep, the 41 gets around Michael Whitley. That puts Alex Forget-Berube, Performance Motorsports, completely surrounded by 40 XLI.
Yeah, I'd be running for my life.
I think that's exactly what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I would. You never know. Maybe they've solved their issues. Who knows? But right now, they are now second and third. A little bit of a bump draft there from the 19. But here comes the 41. He's there. He's there at the corner. He's still there. Oh, yeah, it's not over. Oh, yeah, well, maybe it is. 19, it looked like, I don't want to say gave up the spot, but didn't really put up too much of a battle.
You know, it's probably the better approach here. You know, you have to think that Jordan Booth, he had to burn up a lot of his stuff to get up to where he is now. Better the 19 kind of hangs back and preserves for the later challenge in this run.
Yeah, he was a leader. So, you know, that obviously will help you save tires.
But that puts Brendan Hayes out in front, Jordan Booth in second. Michael Whitley Jr. is in third. Just popping back through the field, there's a lot of contact deeper in the field here as these guys are working their way back up. They may have been listening to us where we said it's time to get on that on your horse and get up through this field because you cannot wait. There are only 55 laps left in this contest.
55 laps, not a lot of time at all. You got to go.
Corey Ennis is back where he started, currently showing in sixth in that 67 Ford Mustang. Jordan Wenzel right there working his way around. Got the 01 of Travis Bennett back there in that Bucky's Patriotic paint scheme. And these guys know, they're watching the laps tick away. They've got to find a way to get back up front.
They do. They do.
The front has quieted down a little bit. Brendan Hayes, Jordan Booth, Alex Forget is there. Alex Murphy is currently showing in fourth, down from his pole position, but he's back up in a position where he can make an effort here as this race works its way down. Coming up to 3/4 of this race is in the books. Once you get past those guys and begin to look back, you still have some aggressive driving too wide. Tyro Lem in that 99. He's got Travis Bennett beneath him. In that Blue Angels themed Ford Mustang.
Such a cool car.
Yeah, I love the paint scheme. back here. We're still too wide. Got the 81 of Wenzel back there. Bostic trying to work his way back up. He's currently in 9th. Wenzel is in 6th. Thought there was a little contact with the wall with Vince Burns. I could be wrong. All right, a little bit of just single file racing right now as we work our way across lap 151.
Yep, nothing too crazy going on right now after that chaotic, series of events we had between a couple drivers. Awesome racing, though.
Great racing. All right, well, thank you for tuning in to the IWM broadcast of the iNRS Coke 300 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Right now, Brendan Hayes is in lead, Jordan Booth in second, Alex Forget-Berube is in third. These guys have been battling their doors off for the past 20 laps. And really, frankly, for that matter, John, it's been since the green flag fell.
Exactly.
23 cars are still on the lead lap. Ron Fitting is currently the last car on the lead lap. Let's see if we can bring up that track map and get a feel for where he's coming up. The 40 of Brendan Hayes about to run down the 1 of Matthew Robinson. I think they've got some time before it'll be a while. The 3 is in good shape. Unfortunately, the leaders will run up on some lap traffic.
And Rick, we're approaching that time on 125. That's when these cars came down pit road. So I think pit stops are going to happen roughly within the next 10, 12 laps, and you will not be able to make it to the end. So I'm very curious to see who's going to be on point with the strategy. I'm very curious about that as this race winds down.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, obviously we're right now under green flag conditions. These guys are going to run as far as they can go, and if they can make it, across the flag. They came in on lap 125, but then obviously we had a lap or two of caution laps. So it's not pure at race speed with fuel mileage goes, but that being said, our guess is somewhere between 32 and 35. This may come down to fumes.
It'll be close. That's all I got to say. It'll be very, very close. But it all depends on how much you've saved,
Yep. All right, lap 157 in the books. Tyro Lem now up to 6th. We're seeing some, Tyro Lem up to 6th. Matt Pericini up to 7th. Jordan Wenzel has found his way up to 5th. So some of the guys that we saw charging earlier now working their way back up. Alex's Forget has now slipped himself to 4th, but he is right there. He's got Jordan Wenzel challenging there. But let's not lose sight of the fact there's just approximately 40 laps left, and a pit stop. So everything could change one more time.
Exactly.
Looking back up front, it's kind of quiet, kind of sedate up front. Got Brendan Hayes and Jordan Booth, you know, 240 XLI drivers, just kind of cruising along. They've got the 35 right there. That 35 is Tyler Sexton, who was involved in some earlier incidents. He's just making his way around here. You know, see the sportsmanship, just kind of letting the guys go beneath them, not holding them up.
Always good
Yep.
sportsmanship there. You know, you always want to see that. So, but right now we got a pretty big pack.
Yeah, well, Alex
up in the back.
Yeah, Alex Murphy has made his way up to third. Jordan Wenzel got around, and Tyler Lem now up to fifth. So, but once you get past that, you're right. Back here with that's Michael Whitley Jr. This is door to door here. This is battling for 9-10.
Yeah, 67 slid up 22 there. Hold on to it.
That's Vernon Broadback as well right there in the 10 behind the 22. A lot of action right here amongst these drivers.
Garrett Walden and Clark Franz on pit road. Clark is out. Garrett Walden is, I believe, making his way on into a stop right now. So this is when we could see some of these pit stops start to happen.
Makes perfect
this could
sense.
be the money stop.
Yeah, 163. So we're expecting those around 165 at best. But you got to get yourself in position to get off the racing surface. And in Charlotte, you heard us say it earlier, there's no time. You've got to get, once you drop off the racing surface, you are hard on the brakes.
Yeah, and it's so easy to get loose and lose it, as you see some guys making their way down pit road right
Jordan
now. The 81.
Wenzel, Travis Bennett,
Yep.
Michael Whitley, all on pit road. Back up front, we expect the leaders down as well at some point. They pitted last as everyone else did. Here we go, leaders on pit road.
Yep, they're coming in hot.
Tyler Lem, Persuni, Bostic, Broderick, Vince Burns, Japs, Mills, Ron Fitting, all on pit road. This is a 4-tire and fuel stop for all drivers. A little bit of contact between teammates there.
Just a little bit.
Okay, our eyes got Murphy, Musso, Giroux, Wheel, all on pit road. And when I say Musso, I've got Jacob and Eddie both on pit road. Our eyes turn to Alex Forget. He is now coming down pit road. Got Corey Ennis as well. Good shot here, good camera angle for Alex's pit stop. Thank you for our pit reporter. Oh, and caution is out.
Oh, no.
Caution is out
on the track.
in the middle of his pit stop. Not good. But he is
needs to be
off.
What in the world happened?
I got Jacob Musso was involved in that. Not sure to what extent. Our 6th caution of the night. Let's see if we can figure out just what went down. The bump.
Man, he didn't collect anybody, I don't think. Held the brakes. Did the right thing. Wow.
All right, so there is a notorious bump on this track when you are to the inside coming off in your exit off of pit road.
Yes, it is. It can bite anybody, and it often bites people very often. Myself included.
Yeah, not myself as well.
Yeah, it's almost like you don't try to hit it, but you try to get as close as you can, because you don't want to just swerve out of the way. And sometimes you just come a little too close, and there you go. You have it.
All right, we'll see how this all plays out. We're under our 6th caution of the night. Right now, as the telemetry shows us, Brendan Hayes and Jordan Booth are 1 and 2, with Alex Forget-Berube in 3rd. Corey Ennis has made his way up to 4th. Alex Murphy 5th, Tyro Lem 6th, Matt Pericini in 7th, Jordan Wenzel 8th, Travis Bennett 9th, and Ty Bosick in 10th. This should be a very interesting restart. We've got 35, 32 laps to go. We're under caution. I'm guessing, John, I could be wrong. I'm thinking that if we're under caution here, that this is a gift to these drivers. This may allow them to make it to the end under the fuel they've got.
I think you are exactly right. I think that's the case. I think you're going to be able to see a lot of these teams and drivers be able to make it to the end.
So that's going to put Alex Forget-Berube right behind Brendan Hayes on this restart. And you'll have Corey Ennis to his outside. So a 40 XLI front row with Performance Motorsports, Short Fuse, Rumble Racing, Mountain View, all behind.
Yep.
All right, lap 169, 171. So we'll go back to green with just 30 laps, 28 laps, 29 laps to go.
30, yeah, exactly. It's going to be a stint for sure. I mean, think about all these good cars that came down on lap 161. Clark France, Garrett Walden, they got to the short end of the stick. But look at Brendan Hayes, Jordan Booth, and who else? Alex Forget-Berube right there. So I bet, I predicted these guys might come together again, and look at this. They haven't made contact yet, but they're there. They're right there. So
yeah, unfortunately, I think I'm not sure what happened. Just looking back at pit stops, they're all pretty good shape, but unfortunately, Michael Whitley is kind of back here in 13th, so he has got some pedaling to do to get back up front.
Interesting. Hate to see that. He was running a great race all race long. One of the best cars in the field.
I was just looking. I think that's the 10 car. He is running a patriotic Mike's Hard Lemonade paint scheme. It's the party pack. There you go.
I think that's true. Yeah, look at that.
All right, lights are off on the pace car. We're waiting to see just how Brandon Hayes handles this restart. His teammate is to his outside. As this field reassembles itself after this 6th caution. "23 cars still remain on the lead lap, just 30 laps to go to settle this battle royale that's been here in Charlotte all night long. Pace car is off.
Alrighty, here we go. 30 to go at the line. Brendan Hayes is the control car. Green flag back in the air here at Charlotte. And we got Berube and Booth, third and second.
41 of Jordan Booth drops down right in front of the 19 of Alex Forget Berube as they go single file, top 5. Looking on back, it's not quite so organized.
No, they're still battling side by side throughout the middle of this field.
Keep your eye on Michael Whitley. Oh, contact.
There it is, car at the bottom of the screen.
He stayed. He kept it together. That's the 10 of Burton Broadbeck.
That could have been bad.
It would not have been good. 2 Napa cars right there. That's Walden and I forget the other one. There was some contact further on back. I think that's a 17 of Austin Walden.
I believe so. 2 Napa cars that are literally identical right there.
Good shot of the whole field as they make their way through turn 2.
Brendan Hayes.
Three wide. This is back for 7th position.
Jordan Winslow in the middle there, trying to get through.
Yep, he is at meet between the sandwich of the 22 and the 99. And
able to get it done, but he got tight. He got tight out of the corner.
Yep, Michael Whitley there too. Oh, a little bit of contact, rubbing bumpers there with the 22. And the
Bostic
81.
didn't lift. Michael Whitley trying to get back up through there as well.
Whitley back up to 10th, but he's got a gaggle to get through, to get around. With a push from the 81 behind the 99 of Lem. That allows the 81 to go below. Just a little shove, a little nudge. I-9 gets a good run off the high side, evens back up and forces the 81 behind.
We got 23 laps to go.
Oh,
Brendan Hayes out front by 10th, and got some action right there for sure.
Martin Giroux, I think, went off the track, came back on. There's a lap down car, but he was definitely making his way through the grass. But look at this. You got Alex Forget is caught up to the bumper of the 41 of Jordan Booth.
What's going to happen?
I think Bostic went off track as well.
Oh, caution's out. Caution's out.
Yeah, Ty Bostic has crashed.
Yep,
Bostic
he is
involved in
that.
one.
Caution has been thrown.
My guess is, yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So you've got 3 wide action here with the 99 and the 81. 81 comes down into the 22, sending him Well, that is a bad part of the track. He's definitely unsettles the car. Now he's sideways. This is going to make it worse right here as he crosses into this grassy area. Oh, big hit. Big damage on the 22 based on that impact with the safer barrier, causing us to bring out our 7th caution of the night. Bostic getting that repairs done. I'm guessing he still had his quick repair. And a good opportunity to get some tires and fuel here. Now, others on pit road: Vernon Broadbeck, Austin Walton, Vince Burns, Martin Pinnell. Okay, 20 laps to go. Gotta figure that's the 50 of Martin's Road getting a lap back as a lucky dog.
Yes, I believe so.
So we'll go back to green with, what, 17 laps to go.
That's going to be a heck of a battle. That's all I got to say.
Bostic is still on pit road. Over 1 minute. Unfortunately, that probably will send him a lap down. Just wondering what's happening. Let's check that cockpit. That's what I thought. These guys are clutching it all the way around.
Yep. Exactly what I would do.
So if you're watching the RPMs, right now we're riding inside the car of Jordan Booth. You know, he's got, you see the RPMs at 24, 2500. And then at some point you'll see him, those RPMs drop as he disengages the transmission to try and save some fuel. Because my guess for those guys, it's still going to matter, especially if you wind up with the green-white checker.
Yeah, it definitely is going to matter. So I think it's a good call.
Ty Bostic has retired. Tough luck for Ty Bostic. He has had a good night tonight. As we're riding along with Jordan Booth, you can see how bumpy that apron is and just how things are.
Oh yeah, it's pretty intense. We got some games being played right now between the 19 and the 41.
Yeah, yep, not good, not good.
I mean, games can be fun.
Yeah.
But with 19 to go, I don't think any games are going to be played. I think it's going to be full send for some of these drivers.
Well, the caution at 165 and this one here with just 18 laps to go has certainly probably taken the fuel question off the table to stretch it. And they may have enough fuel for a green-white checker. After that, I have no clue.
Yeah, after that, I really don't know. I mean, I think it's, you know, one of those times where you got to go for it. You have no other chances. You got to go now. So we'll see what happens.
Lights are off on our pace car. This could be the, we'll see, this could be the final restart of the night, but you just never know.
Never know.
Brandon Hayes, interestingly enough, he is the leader. He chose the outside and placing his teammate down below him. Alex Murphy to the outside. Alex Forget-Berube to the inside.
And here we go. Pace car's off. Could this be our last restart of the night? We will see green flag back in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
41 kind of holds back that inside, allowing the 40 to take that large run. Brandon Hayes needs the win. If he is just outside he's leading the points battle. Getting a win here would allow him to punch his ticket into the playoffs.
Yes, it would, but you got a lot of hungry dogs behind him who still want to get some wins. Look at the 41 there. Look at the 30. Look at the 01 and the 19. All battling now with 16 laps to go at the line. Got to remember, tires are a little bit worn. In this stage of the race. So we'll see how that fares out. Jordan Booth moves into second place, while Alex Murphy, Travis Bennett, and Alex Forget-Berube battle for that third spot. See a good run from the 19 there. He may be able to clear them going into turn 1. He's there. 30 slips a little. Not clear yet.
19 could have used some help. Didn't get it from the 24. Allowing him to slide back. The 01 is right there as well. 19 slips up a little bit, kind of blocking the 01.
Yeah, I think you got to block the 01 in that matter. Now you're alongside. Again, you don't want to lose another spot, but the 01's going to have the advantage. Corner exit if he stays there. I think the 19 is clear this time. So solidified the 19 in P4.
Alex Murphy solid in 3, but he's got some hungry dogs behind him with just 14 laps to go.
Yeah, look at Matt Pirosini there. P6. I mean, what a run for him. Got it.
Wenzel not too far behind. Tyro Lem now up to 8th. You got a move to make. Now's the time to make it because there's not much time left.
Here comes the 19 on the outside. He had the run. He's there. He's going to possibly get clear of that 30 going into turn 1. Move the 19 up to third place.
Not quite yet as the 30 goes low and holds that line. Now you've got the 01 to the outside tucked in behind the 19. That's going to help them move around the 30.
All right.
Now it's on as the 19 tries to close the gap between the 41 and himself.
If the 19 somehow wins this race, Rick, he would have won 50% of the races in the last 6 races. 3 wins, 5 top 5s, and 6 races. That would be a wild stat to have. So we'll see what he's able to do. He's pushing up wide there. Gets in the wall. There it is. That's going to ruin his race. That right side of that car is not going to work very well now. That just did it for the 19. I'll be surprised if he's able to make any spots up because he slammed the outside wall out of the turn 4.
Yeah, not sure what caused that to happen, but unfortunately that allowed the 01 of Travis Bennett to make his way around. Looking at his car, I don't see any obvious damage.
Yeah, it looked like he slammed it pretty hard. It may not have been too bad.
Yeah, these cars have just got that bit of flexibility in that body panel, in that composite body. Not like the old days.
That's true.
All right, single digits, 9 laps to go. Travis Bennett up to 3, the 19 behind.
Got a big battle there for 5th.
Matt Pericini battling the 30, working his way around. Good run for the 24. Trying to get him top 5. That would be a great finish for the 24.
He thought about it.
Yeah, a little bit of contact happening behind with the 99 of Tyro Lem. He's got the 81 of Jordan Wenzel to the inside, but got a little bit of a love tap from Eddie Musso Jr. behind.
Yeah, Eddie Musso's up 18 spots. So watch out for that 26 car now in the top 10. 7 laps to go, now 6 laps to go this time.
Oh, contact. Fortunately, the 26 got a little bit of the wall down the front stretch. You know, it's a long race. It's easy to get tired, lose a little bit of concentration. I will tell you, as a broadcaster, that happens up here in the booth just as well.
It happens. It happens all the time. And looking at that, you got a big battle now between the 19 of Alex Forte-Berube and the 30 of Alex Murphy. Here comes Matt Pericini there in the 6th spot.
30 trying to get around the 19. Wasn't able to do it, but he was fast. He had a run.
19 seems to be losing some speed right now as the leaders are checked out. Brendan Hayes and Jordan Booth out front to a commanding lead now with 4 laps to go. 4 to go here at Charlotte. These battles are becoming pretty big, but Brendan Hayes all clear, about almost a second away from his 40XLI teammate who's already locked into the playoffs. Oh, big block out of the 19 because the 30 went low.
A lot of battles happen back here. These guys are scrapping. 24 trying to get around.
Yeah, that 19 is losing major positions right now. There's 81 of Jordan Wenzel. 24 now moves up into 5th position.
These guys are scrapping. 3 laps to go. Every position counts. Every spot's points now 3 wide, 25 in the middle.
Got to hold on to that one. They're still 3 wide. Oh, that gap's going to close. Hold on. Oh, that 19's getting a big shove. 19 got a big shove into turn 1. All right, here we go. 2 laps to go. Gap is about a second. But these guys are beating and banging all the way through the back of the field. They just got to make it around turn 3 and 4, and this race will be official. 19 is tight. They're 3 wide out of turn 4 with the 19 in the middle. White flag has waved, so this race is official. 19 is dropped all the way back to P11 and still losing spots.
I think that contact with the wall really damaged his race car. But we're trying to move up front, let that battle happen behind there. But Brandon Hayes in desperate need of a win to punch his ticket. There's nothing to stop him. He will win this race here in Charlotte.
What a win for the 40 with his teammate right behind him, Jordan Booth. And who else? Travis Bennett in 3rd.
40 XLI dominates here in Charlotte, taking 1st and 2nd. Travis Bennett with Full Throttle Motorsports takes the 3rd place. We'll get that final finish order in just a moment once it gets posted. Oh, and here we are.
Alrighty, here we go. Here's your final results for the iNRS Coke 300 presented by iNRS and Admin Box. Brendan Hayes gets the win with Jordan Booth in 2nd. Travis Bennett finishes in 3rd. Alex Murphy finishes in 4th. Matt Pericini rounds out the top 5 with Jordan Wenzel in 6th. Tyler Lemon 7th. Jacob Musso in 8th. Vince Burns in 9th. And Austin Walton rounds out the top 10.
Eddie Musso Jr. has a 11th place finish. Verdon Broadbeck in 12th. Alex Forget Berube, disappointed, slips back to 13th. Michael Whitley, same, in 14th. Richard Mills in 15th. Mike Wheel in 16th. Corey Ennis in 17th and 18th. Martin Giroux in 19th. Tony Japs and Garrett Walden finishes in 20th.
In 21st, you have Martin Pinnell. 22nd, Clark Franz. 23rd, Ron Fitting. 24th, Matthew Robinson. 25th, Ty Bostic. 26th, Tyler Sexton. Scott Thomas finishes in 28th, and John Krupa finishes in Scott Thomas in 27th, and John Krupa in 28th.
All right. The celebrations continue here on the front stretch as the 40 XLI guys celebrate their win here in Charlotte with some synchronized burnouts.
Hey, gotta love it. They deserve it.
All right. Congratulations to those guys. We'll get them in the booth momentarily. We're waiting on Travis Bennett to join us in the booth, and we'll bring that interview. So overall, John, really some fantastic racing tonight. Yeah, a few cautions, but nothing crazy. Just expected, but just some beating and banging, some great racing.
Oh, yeah, it was a great race. I loved the battles that you had. I mean, you saw the battles between the 41 and the 19. You had cautions. This race had everything. Green flag runs, great battles. Couldn't have asked for a better Coke 300 here from the iNRS series.
Well, as you probably heard, I think both those engines have been blown in both the 40 and the 41. They'll be getting a ride back to NASCAR's R&D Center, I'm sure. But, hey, here we go. We've got Mr. Travis Bennett in the booth. Travis, congratulations.
Thanks, I guess. I tell you what, I will never tell you guys I'm going to win the next race ever again. Never.
Well, you know what? It was close. You know, we were remarking in the booth the whole race that, we expected, it's 200 laps. It's the longest race of the season. There would be a whole lot of conservative of driving and approach, hanging back. That didn't happen.
No, man, that's how this car is designed. They want you to be side by side, and it's just hard to shake somebody. You go down to the bottom, the guy up high of you just put it on your right rear and just pretty much put the air on your back spoiler, get you tight to where you have to lift, and it's just a never-ending battle. It's pretty frustrating, but hey, that's the sandcastle we playing in.
That's the truth. Well, you can't lose sight of the fact that you did wind up with a third place finish here. The cautions really weren't a big factor, except for the fact that they fell opportunely at the right time where you needed a pit stop.
Yeah, it did. I was hoping to kind of pit early and try to leapfrog somebody, but hey, it is what it is, man. Every race is a story, and this one was crazy.
Yep, absolutely. Well, any shout-outs tonight as we wrap up this race for you?
Yeah, I just want to shout out to Eric and Corey Bunch over there. They're probably somewhere in Indiana, drunk at Indy. I don't know. Must be nice,
I think Corey's chimed in a few times. He's probably watching, so.
He's probably passed out by now or dancing on top of a bar, either one. But
so.
Yeah, shout out to you guys too, man. Appreciate it again. I'm definitely looking forward to the next two races. We got Gateway, then we got Sonoma. Two tracks you definitely can get away from others. You're not bounced on top of each other, so it should be fun.
Yeah, Gateway's an interesting layout, so.
Absolutely.
All right, well, there's your third place finisher, Mr. Travis Bennett, finishing up tonight. And let's see if we can bring into Jordan, because I'm certainly interested to hear what Jordan has to say about what was going on between him and Alex. So, Jordan, congratulations on your second place finish, and tell us a little bit about those 6 laps with you and Alex.
Well, okay, we got to rewind here, because everybody's going to be like, wow, this 41's an idiot. He's driving like a maniac. Well, let's not forget. I mean, you guys missed the race. Rick, congrats on your wedding, by the way. Don't think I've told you that so far.
Thank you.
He wrecked me for the win at Darlington. Quite simple. He didn't show up to North Wilkesboro, so I mean, I'm not going to be a pushover here. I didn't wreck him, so we both he still finished what, somewhere? I don't know. He was up there towards the
He
end.
finished 13th.
Well, I mean, I didn't wreck him. He actually passed me because I let him go after that because I figured enough is enough. But yeah, I'm not gonna get wrecked 3 weeks or attempt wrecked 3 weeks in a row and let that go lightly. But besides all that, Brendan deserves every bit of applause. That man was wicked fast tonight, and I'm so happy for him.
Yeah, no, he was leading the points without the win, but this definitely punches his ticket.
Yeah, I'm so happy. He's deserved it for so long, and he got it, and I'm so proud of him.
Well, that's awesome. You know what? Let's just go ahead and bring him into the booth. We just let him. He can't stew back there in the green room. Let's just bring him in. Brendan, congratulations on your win. Hard fought, definitely deserved win tonight here.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming, and that was probably my best race of the season, and I'm happy it came out with a win.
Well, tell us a little bit about it was these restarts were you in control? It just it was fun to watch you as you drove your way to the front. There was a while there where you had a lot of folks beating and banging on your door, trying to take it away, but you held on.
Yeah, those restarts, with help from Jordan, it made it a lot easier. But yeah, I tried my very best to stick on the bottom. There's a lot of guys making some good time on the top side, but I was just trying my very best to have the tires. And what we saw in stage one is we went pretty long, so I kind of expected some long run speed if I saved the tires and stuck on that bottom, and it kind of just worked out. But yeah, I mean, everybody raced clean. It was just great racing. And I had a lot of fun, even during the time where I was in the pack, it was a lot of fun.
Well, it's a long race. It's easy to lose a little bit of focus. I'm sure, we're kind of exhausted from your event tonight, but super, good to watch you get this win. You needed it and this is the right time to get it for sure.
Yeah, the points. I was doing really good in the points. If we were talking about the playoffs, but it's a big relief to have that playoff lock in now, and I can just kind of just maybe not be as I guess I not as careful with these next coming races. I can be a little bit more careless with strategy or trying something different. Trying to get the win, and I won't be hurt as bad. So it's a big weight off your shoulders for sure.
Absolutely. Let's get some housekeeping out of the way. Jordan, I didn't ask you any shout outs tonight.
Obviously, McConey set up shop. They have a killer A Open set out this week. So if any of y'all are trying to run that Friday night NIS, run all of those 400 laps, I'd give them a look. It is wicked fast this week. Obviously, Brendan, he finally got that stat. The win that he's wanted for so long. He's probably going to be up there in third in the points now too. And the stage win, can't forget about that. Just an amazing night for him. You guys for broadcasting as always. Josh for being race control. Yeah, take it next week.
There you go. Brandon, any shout outs for yourself?
Well, of course, my teammate Jordan, he made it a little bit easier to win tonight. And he was fast. He was right there with me at the end. And shout out to you guys for the broadcast, and congrats, Rick, on your wedding. And I just want to thank Josh for being race control.
You got it. All right, folks. That's the 40 XLI guys finishing 1 and 2 here. Brandon Hayes gets his first win of the season, vaulting him into the playoffs. We certainly it was great to watch this battle tonight. There was a lot of door slamming. John, thoughts?
I thought it was a great race. I mean, it had everything, like I said before, everything you wanted in a race. You got it tonight here at Charlotte. So congrats to Brendan, getting locked in the playoffs. Congrats for Jordan and Travis on the podium. And join us next week. It'll be at Gateway, I believe. So that'll be a fun racetrack. Always a good track to watch some racing at. So make sure to tune in Same time, same broadcast network, 8:30, 8:45 Eastern time there, IWM Broadcast Network on YouTube or your favorite streaming platform. But other than that, congrats to Brendan.
You got it. All right, folks, thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week. Good night.